Welcome to topic number 2, data classification. So in this video, I will explain more definitions of statistics. Here we're going to talk about different, what we so-called the data classification. So real quick, different types of data, okay? Qualitative and quantitative. Sometimes for the qualitative, we also call them categorical data, and something called the quantitative data. So when we collect data, there are really two types, okay? Qualitative and quantitative. Qualitative data means are the data, the result of the data, okay? The result of categorizing or describing the attributes, okay, of a population. For example, when I collect data regarding to the gender, eye color, hair color, ethnic groups, okay, those are considered as a qualitative data. So basically, if I would draw an X and Y axis, okay, and Y axis is probably the number of people, and the X axis are gender. Okay, so gender, I know there are many different genders now, okay, but if we just strictly go by biological gender, male and female, okay, number of people, for each gender, male and female, okay. So the way how I label, the way how the X-axis is labeled, but male, female, that's called the categorical data or qualitative type of data, okay. So if we're collecting data, what's considered as a quantitative data are the result of counting or measuring attribute of a population, okay? The amount of money, pulse rates, okay? Weight, height, those are quantitative, okay? Type of data. Under quantitative data, okay, things that we can count or measurements, right? Since we can count or measure, okay, on the quantitative data, there are two types. One of them is called discrete data. Another one is called continuous data. Okay, so on the quantitative, you got discrete and continuous. Discrete data are quantitative data that can be taken on only particular value, okay, and usually are result of counting something. The data is finite or is countable. Okay, for example, if I flip a coin 3 different times and I'm only gonna count the number of heads I get. Then what I can possibly get is out of the 3 flip, I can get 0 head. Out of the 3 flip, I can only get, I might only have 1 head, right? Out of the 3 flip, I can only get 2 heads, or out of the 3 flip, I can get all 3 heads. So by counting the number of heads I get, okay, that's countable. It's finite because 3 is the most heads I can have flipping a coin 3 times. Then that's considered as a discrete data. Continuous data, okay, are quantitative data that can take on any value, counting numbers, decimals, okay, in a given interval and usually involved with measurements, okay. The data may have infinite many possible values. So such as the length of a song, okay, because you can repeat the song over and over. One song might be 2 minutes, 15 seconds long, but you can keep on repeating that song. You can make it continuous. All right, rank, okay, rank or continuous type of data, how many inches, right? Because we can use some sort of decimal, with the inches. The weight of a person, the length in minutes of all the phone call made in a week. Okay, so anything that is actually has a type of measurement to it is called the continuous data. Okay. Another good example, like a bag of chips, right? A bag of chips, they will say so many ounces, but in reality, it might be, a 10-ounce bag. It can be 10.1, it can be 10.11 ounce, it can be 10.02 ounce. Okay. So anything that's measured, anything that we can put a measurement on it, Okay, those type of data is called continuous data. All right, so let's identify. All right, number one, hair color. Hair color is which one? Okay, hair color is qualitative data. All right, hair color is only, because your x-axis, you will have to use what? Brown, red, blonde, sandy blonde, black. Okay, so when your x-axis is using categories, that's called the qualitative data. Boiling point in degrees in Celsius. Okay, it's not countable. Okay, if it's not countable, then it's a quantitative continuous data. All right, so qualitative, it's not hard to understand. But quantitative, you got to think. If it's a quantitative data, you gotta think. Okay, is that data finite? Is it something I can count? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, or it's continuous, involving with some sort of decimals, or it can be many possible um, numerical values. Just like a good example I'm going to use in other topic. The price of television. Okay, plasma television. Okay, that would be a type of continuous type of data. All right, religious affiliation. Qualitative or quantitative? You got to be qualitative type of data. Okay, it's not something you can measure, right? Or it's something you can count. It's either, religious affiliation, you just name all different religions. Okay, then that's called the categorical or qualitative data. All right, width of the door in a restaurant. So that's something I can measure, but I cannot count the width. I cannot say the width of the door is 0 inches or 0 feet, 1 feet, 2 feet, 3 feet. No, the width of a door can be, maybe like, 24 inches, wide, or 24.1 inches wide. So that will be a quantitative continuous data. Okay, the number of question answered correctly by various students on a 10-question quiz. Okay, number of question answered correctly. You cannot answer 5.5 question correctly. So anything that's countable, right? I can answer 0 question correctly. I can answer 2 question correctly. I can answer 8 questions. I can answer all 10 question correctly, right? Something I can count 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That will be quantitative discrete data. That will be considered as discrete data. Okay, so I hope that kind of help you understand the 2 types of data. Okay, this qualitative, quantitative, and under quantitative data, we have discrete, something we can count, and your continuous data, which is more like a measurement. Okay. So all these right now is still under that branch of descriptive statistic. Okay. We spend a lot of time in this class talking about descriptive statistics. It's not toward the end, we will actually talk about inferential statistics. Let's take a look at your homework real quick. What are the result of categorizing describing attributes? So you can get that answer from the lecture handout, which is right above here. Qualitative data, categorical data are the results, right, of categorizing. So that would be right there, or describing the attributes. What are the result of counting measurement attribute? So that will be quantitative data. All right, number 3, identify the type of data. Okay, the letter grades on a math exam. A, B, C, D, F. Which one, which was the 3? All right, the heartbeat per minute of 40 randomly selected people. Okay, so that's something, so that is actually some sort of measurements, right? That's some sort of measurement. It's not something you can count. Well, you can't count them, you can have 0 beat, you know what I'm saying? But heart rate, we know it's a quantitative, but it's a discrete Discrete data is something I can count on 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay. All right, amount of a yearly rainfall in a city in the last 15 years. So that's measuring the rainfall. So heartbeat here cannot be discrete. You cannot just have 0 beat because some people can get up to, 100 beat per minute, right? I know beat is a whole number, but it's not actually a type of data as 0 beat, 1 beat, 2 beats. You know what I'm saying? So for number 4, you need to say that it's actually a continuous data. Okay, because it can go up, some people can have 101 beat, 102 beats. Okay, you have infinite possibility. All right, number 5, amount of yearly rainfall. We said that would be quantitative data. So you cannot measure 0 drop, you cannot say 0 inch, 1 inch. So it's also continuous. All right, number of door on a vehicle, number of doors. Okay, think about that one. Number of doors. Is it continuous or is discrete? And we know it's not qualitative. Okay. All right, that will conclude this lecture video on topic number 2. Okay, data classification. Thank you for watching.